Okay, so welcome all of our beautiful people on the panel as well as in the group. And we're here to celebrate Scorpios. So anybody on the panel, Scorpio?
Yeah.
All right, I'll put 2 hands up. I'm more than enough for everybody. Yeah. Just kidding. Okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get the party started because, like I said, now we're just started just a little bit behind. But if you do have a candle, we're going to light a birthday candle for you for our Scorpios. And if you want to repeat after me, we've adopted this from the Wild Woman Project. It's a candle ritual so that we are holding that intention for that beautiful space for everyone, the collective. So let this flame represent
Let this flame represent
the wild spirit that burns within each of us
the wild spirit that burns within each of us.
as we awaken our own wild spirit.
As we awaken our own wild spirit,
May we awaken the collective.
may we awaken the collective.
All right, this is for you, Scorpios.
Yes.
So we are here to celebrate and share a little bit about just the Scorpio energy. You know, we come on every cycle and we want to honor, you know, every sign that is through the zodiac. And we've done quite a few of these, and it's really cool.
Yeah, there's only a few left in this cycle, and this is a good flow for the water, right? This is a good flow into the next one.
Yes, yes. And just touching on the fact that, you know, we have our own sun sign, but we encompass all of these signs and we experience them in our daily cycles. You know, it's the cycles. And so so it's really cool, you know, because if you can't identify with, you know, the specific Scorpio or any of the other signs, just know that you have that energy, that you're experiencing it at some point. And so it's really good to have this, you know, this little awareness. And so would love to hear your thoughts as you chime in on the recording or on the panel. So welcome, Joe. Got us another one.
Just remembered Lamar's with me too. She's pumping gas, but just remembered y'all were doing this. Yay.
Oh, good. Well, good.
Hi, both of you.
Yes.
Very envious of y'all's little like buddy system. I'm sure she's gonna miss that.
I'll give you the address. Come on.
Hey, I could tiny home it.
Really? All right. So now, Joe, you're a Scorpio too, right? Yeah. Okay.
I'm a November the 9th.
Love it. Okay. So
yeah. Tracy's a Scorpio and she should be on. She was trying to get on last week. She's been excited about this. So she could pop on any minute.
all right. Well, you want to go over some of the things that that you're going to get for being on this, the socks?
Yes. Okay. So we'll make sure in the Academy that you'll have the information for the socks for specific Scorpio energies. And along with that, also we will include the archetype, kind of an overview of some of the qualities that a lot of Scorpios share, the houses or the house that Scorpio resides in, what that feels like, what that means. And of course, you know, we'll talk about that during this time together. But we'll start with just kind of the feel of the Scorpio. Kathy, I'm going to let you do, I know I lead a lot of this when we do the zodiacs, but because you are a Scorpio, I would much rather hear it from you, your vibe, your opinion. But I want to start with a couple of things since, let's say I've had a lot of Scorpios in my life. We all tend to, there's Tracy. Hey, happy Scorpio birthday, early birthday. Yeah. So it's funny, we got a big panel of Scorpios here, but being surrounded by lots of Scorpios, most of my life anyway. I desire is definitely a really good catchphrase, that's for sure. But also just that depth of not always just feeling, depth of any emotion, more than just like, I have all the feels, I have all the thoughts, there is a breadth of knowledge that a Scorpio keeps with them and sometimes shares, sometimes doesn't. But there is just a very mystical, dark part of a Scorpio that is very exciting. So Kathy, is there anything in particular? I want to let you take it, Scorpio Queen. I want to let you take it. Is there anything you want me to do now before you take over?
No, I think that's good because since you said we've got some other Scorpios, we'd love to hear from them too. So I think, and actually, yeah, let's hear from them. And then even if we don't get to the socks, we know that that's an asset that you'll receive, or if we don't get to all of them anyway, that you'll receive that for being on the panel or if you request it. So just keep that in mind. If we're not, go through everything, that definitely you'll have that. So it's really interesting because looking through the socks, and it's like, oh, it's like writing, it's literally like reading a book about yourself, right? Where you feel these, especially when you look at the qualities, like thinking about power and instinctive and magnetic and intense, focused, obsessed.
Sarcastic.
Yeah, sarcastic. It's on there. Yeah, regeneration. What is that? Brisk? No, that's not. What does that say?
Does it say brusque?
Brisk. Yeah.
Yes. I don't see that from here, but
I don't either, but it would fit.
Right. And adversarial. Right. So it's like, oh, that's so interesting. And really it's the passion. And I think, and maybe, we all have our own, but I think what I feel the most is the passion. That when I experience life, it's very, passionate. And that's probably my biggest, what I identify with the most. But once again, like I said, let's hear from you other Scorpios, because I know I'd love to hear your takes on it. Do you want to
What's your favorite quality, your favorite Scorpio quality?
Yeah. Joe, you want to go first?
Quality. Oh, eek. Well, just my whole life has been about going down to the depths and rising from the ashes. I feel like everything with Scorpio for me it feels very intense, and I've always needed an intent. I've always needed a reason to be here, to be breathing oxygen and taking up space. I needed a reason, and I wanted to know why. And but I like the depth. I like my depth. But it can make it different being around other people. I don't want to take up too much time, but yeah, that's sort of me.
That's actually really interesting too, because those are things that I can definitely identify with, but hadn't really thought about it on that level, because it's just such a natural part of my being, right? I mean, I'm sure Amber can attest to that after all these years of us being together. It's like, yeah, no superficial stuff. We get right to the
Get right to it.
Yeah, I'll say right to the heavy, but it's not really even always heavy, but it's like, let's hear it, So yeah, thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, let's go deeper. No, how are you really doing? Fine is not an answer. Fine.
Oh, love it. All right, Tracy, you want to share about your thank yous or Joe?
I'm a proud Scorpio. Like, I love being a Scorpio. My birthday's 11/11, which is like the magic number, right?
You couldn't be anything else.
I know. It's like, so, I mean, I can barely even pay attention to Libra because I'm just so excited. Scorpio's coming, my best friend is an Aries, which I think is funny because you're one too, Kimberly, and you and Kathy.
Well, they're both ruled by Mars, so it's a really perfect magnetic combo.
My moon is Capricorn, so I mean, I also have like the seriousness about me, that I've, so I really am kind of a dark Scorpio, but it's also like, I just am super, like, I'll do anything. Like, I am so up for like the craziest shit ever. Like, I'm ready, So I think that's part of it. And then also I have my lover is a Scorpio, and that has been incredibly powerful. Like, the double Scorpio relationship, dude, like, I can't even, I'd say that's probably taken me down a road of understanding my nature a whole lot easier. And all my Scorpio friends, like, there's just an understanding that we have without having to even say a lot of stuff. Like there's an understanding of our inherent nature, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I mean, all I know is that I love it. This time of year is my favorite time of year. Like, I just look forward to Scorpio season, like, all fucking year. And then when it comes, I mean, it's just always a time of great change and shift and passion and intensity and excitement. And then the holidays coming right after is really nice too, because it's like there's still something going on. And everybody talks about, oh yeah, we're supposed to go within in the fall and we're like going into our hole. And I'm like, no, that's when I'm alive. In the summertime, I start to just sort of go into a hole, like, the heat, the sun, I'm hiding in my burrow. So anyway, that's mine. I love being a Scorpio, y'all.
The
I have astrological sign pride.
Well, okay, so you said something that kind of struck a chord, because I'm sitting there looking at this archetype thing, which, you guys, if you haven't, I don't think you have seen it yet. I haven't posted it yet, so it'll come out right after this. But it has the actual scorpion and part of the artwork and stuff. And I'm sitting there looking at it, and you're talking about your lover, and I'm like, wow, you guys can actually sting each other and take it, right? Like, if you ever
Understand it.
right?
I was gonna say, and like it. On the dark side of things. I mean,
No, that's a little bit of a stretch, but
but
definitely, y'all, definitely, like, sexually, like, there's a submissive dominant thing that is like really powerful that I never experienced before. And I'm a person who has abuse, so yeah, I was never into anything like that. But we get into we fall into that very naturally. It's very strange, y'all. It made me never want a different kind of lover. Like, I just want a Scorpio now. Like, if I'm on the dating app and I'm like, he's a Scorpio, like, that's a sign me up.
Tracy, I have one too. Mine's a Scorpio too.
Oh, really?
oh, really, Joe?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
25 years.
awesome.
We'll be married 25 years in January. And yeah, he's been a good match for me.
You feel like that there's like, do you ever get the feeling when you're around, like, that there's just like there's like an understanding?
Actually, I love that there's just an understanding that we're going to be talking about the sexual stuff on the Scorpio Zodiac, right? Is that it?
Yeah, that's
Well, you kind of have to. That's like the deal,
Yeah.
right?
It's one of the biggest qualities, isn't it?
I know, that's it. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question? Like, what are y'all's moon signs? Because I was married to a Scorpio moon, Aries sun, and I'm Aries, but I'm an Aquarius moon, and we didn't work, obviously. But it was because he was out of balance in his emotions. And so in November, I just realized as I was sitting here thinking, I'm like, oh my gosh, November this season every year is when he would lose his crap every year because he was suppressing all that deep emotion and not processing it and allowing it. And like he was suppressing who he was as an Aries too, because I was always like, where's the fire? He's a very complacent person, and yet he's Aries Scorpio. I was just like, when I figured out he was a Scorpio moon, I couldn't believe it. I was like, this should be awesome, and it's not. I had more chemistry with a Taurus, and that surprised me, but I was like, oh, like how she was saying, I was like, oh, maybe that's my
Your mate, your match.
I was like, sign me up for that. Anyways, I just found I was curious what your balancing moon signs are within
Mine is Capricorn, but I was married
Okay.
to a Taurus for 25 years too.
Okay.
so.
Like a Taurus sun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm a Capricorn moon, which makes me like serious, more serious. Although you really wouldn't describe me that way unless you like really got in there deep. Anyway,
You're serious about your emotions.
I don't know. I don't know. It's like kind of a darker Scorpio, I think.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. But you have a very dark sense of humor, and I'm very in touch with death and like all about death. Like it really, really, really resonates me. Death as a teacher about life. And like I look at the hard shit all the time. Like that's my thing, is don't look away, like.
Do you like shadow work?
Well, I mean, like is a
Or you embrace it maybe more
Yeah,
than other
like,
people explore it.
I have to, Yeah. My shadow is too big not to.
Yeah.
Or it runs my life, And I'm a theater person, so it's like I need some outlet for that, or my life becomes very dramatic, Like I'm just gotta have stage. I don't have a stage, I make one. Everyone's life hell.
That's definitely one way to put it too.
Yeah.
Joyce, I'm a double Scorpio.
Really?
Oh wow.
Well, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
I
I know.
You're always like, just let it go. And I'm like, but I have to think about it.
That's because I've already thought about it. Now let it go. That's already been processed. Yeah, let that shit go. Oh,
I'm
And
excited to do
let's
this
go.
divine
Let's
art
go.
alchemy, y'all.
hang on. Go ahead.
What
I'm
is
excited
that?
to do the divine art alchemy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I got
we've
my
got what, 2 days? Yeah,
Monday.
this will be a good one. This will be a good one. And Joe, you said you've been dreaming about it for days now. So
Well, I've been working on the workshop, my divine art alchemy.
the moon workshop.
Aw.
Oh, you're cutting out, Joe.
Take your camera off and try that again.
But yeah, she's yeah, I know you'll come back in a second, but yeah, she's been talking about that, about she's actually had dreams about this
For
upcoming
the
new moon.
She
So
can-
yeah, we've got 2 days before that, and then technically, well, okay, let's ask the Scorpios. According to old super. Okay, I was making sure she didn't come back. According to like old standards, this Scorpio starts on the 24th.
Someone
Can you mute her?
Hang on a
She
second.
doesn't
Can't
even
hear
know.
you.
Hang
Stop
on,
talking.
it's not working. Oh,
You
Okay.
sound like the teacher
Seriously,
on
like,
the
stop talking, you
Peanuts
just leave.
cartoon.
I did not get rid of her. That was she.
Didn't do that. Well, that was a Scorpio move. Let it go.
Let's cut cut those cords.
Oh my goodness. I love it.
Come back, Joe.
Um,
Okay, yes, your question.
Yes. Okay. So we're not quite there in Scorpio. We're almost according to my old calendar that I go by, it's the 24th. But what do you Scorpio women say? When does it start?
I think the 24th.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
The
It's
24th
all year long.
of October.
No, right now in 2 days. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always like feel it myself. I mean, that Halloween window, the 3 days, I always feel the shift there for sure, where it
So-
gets really strong.
As we go into the end of October,
Yeah.
you know, the veil is thinnest, and what perfect time of year except a Scorpio season, right?
The
But
Scorpio
I feel
I've
it
known my
like
whole
month
life
before.
was born on Halloween.
Say that first part again.
One of my lifelong friends, like I've known him my whole life. He's a Scorpio. He was born on Halloween.
Oh, neat.
So it's always interesting, those Halloween babies.
Yes, I've got a family
Kimberly,
member.
can I ask a question? So Zach is born on the 24th.
Mhm.
So he's on the cusp, I guess, right?
Yeah, he is on the cusp. Can you tell now that you've really thought about it like that?
Well,
Can you
think about it.
see? Yeah,
He's
see
just
any-
constantly weighing shit and he's freaked out.
Is that
yeah.
the Sagittarius line?
No.
And
Right.
his moon is Gemini too.
Oh, ooh, well, that's,
Oh,
yeah,
there's some
they're always
issues
looking at their shadow. They're like a dual personality.
Yeah.
Well, the one thing that I like about Scorpio, or Joe says that she's sorry that she lost us, but she's been dreaming about the work and the workshop that she did, the Manifest with the Moon workshop, and it's so
Mhm.
energizing, like anything she's ever experienced in her life.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Energizing
Wonderful.
her as she's still typing, but energizing her to prepare for the next cycle.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, and please send Scorpio socks. Yes, ma'am.
Everybody's going to get it. Yeah, we will make sure of that.
But okay, what was I going to say? Oh, the houses. That's my favorite part of any sort of astrology at all. The houses. And what I love about the Scorpio houses is we're in the 8th, right? There's that infinity and that constant flow, that transformation, which Scorpios are just really, really good at. The house is about, if you had to put it in terms of literally a room in the house, it would be the basement, right?
Yeah.
Dude, it's the basement. And I love that. It just really kind of sums you guys up in such a beautiful, cool way. Yeah. Mysterious, cool, dark, can be scary, maybe not.
Well, it's interesting too, is thinking about like the symbols for a scorpion the Scorpio sign is the scorpion and the eagle, which is like so opposite of what that is, but it's really being able to see that higher view, and yet, having the scorpion, the actual characteristics of that as well. So when you're elevated, or not when you're elevated, but I think, really, just thinking about like the natural tendency, I think, is more of the Scorpio, of like being on the ground and being reactive and that kind of thing. But as you do this work and tuning into like what's really the core of you, that's where the eagle comes in, and you really get to experience that higher and more, I want to say control, but it's more of and control might be a word for it, but it's more of the elevation and the experiencing life on that higher elevation.
I want to show you guys something that my daughter got for me.
Ooh,
It is
wow.
a taxidermy Scorpio from like Borneo or something. It's huge.
I'm so
It's
triggered
as
right
big as
now.
my hand. Hold on, hold on.
Wow.
Oh my
It's
gosh,
like,
that's huge.
and it was a present. Anyway,
Nice.
it's on my altar. It's
Love it.
real, and dude, it is scary looking.
Yeah, I'd hate
But
to
it's
come
so
across
weird,
that.
you know, people are always like, gross, your scorpions are gross. And I'm like, have you ever been stung? I've been stung for real.
We
Mm-mm.
grew up
And you
with those little
can't forget
blonde
the
ones
way that feels.
hide in the carpet.
It's like a hot burning feeling.
I need to clear my scorpion trigger.
There you go.
From my
Right.
childhood, because we had the little blonde ones.
Oh
Yeah,
my
in the
gosh.
country.
those are
Yeah.
disgusting. And then when they have the little eggs on their back, oh,
Oh.
fuck, dude.
Yeah, we have those in Georgia.
We
Yeah.
literally stayed in an Airbnb in Oklahoma, and we saw 2 scorpions within the first 30 minutes being there, and we left because I was so triggered. That was a
Wow.
long time ago, but still I'm like, oh no, thank you. I was
But I do like seeing them in the wild. I've seen them in the desert, and
like the big ones like that.
well, they're not that big. I don't think we have them that big here in the US, but decent size.
Yeah.
Not that is pretty ginormous.
I just hated that they blended in. If it was black and you could just see it, that would have actually been easier. But ours were like,
Yeah.
they literally blended in with the carpet or the wall or, whatever.
Oh my
This
God.
one I need a leash for. I need a little leash, a little collar, little.
You like the movie The Scorpion King? Have you
I've
seen that?
never seen it. So.
See, there you go. You can watch that on your in your
You know what I think I'm gonna do, guys? Y'all don't know, but I'm a collage artist. I mean, like I do collage art.
Cool.
Aside from Divine Art Alchemy, that's just like my fun little, do that in a couple of days situation. But I think for this one, I'm gonna put it on a canvas, like make it big,
Oh yeah.
Oh,
and
nice.
just do a Scorpio one because I would always want that. And then I'll just take a picture of it and put that in my notebook.
Mhm.
yeah.
Do you
Yeah, that'd be
share
great.
that kind of stuff on social media?
Yeah, I do.
Are you on Instagram?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'll share some with you. I only have like 3 huge ones that I've done, but they're
I'm gonna
very
do
intricate.
I made a commitment to do art journaling this year. So it goes right along with all of the stuff Kathy's always told us and showed us, but I'm gonna get messy this year.
It's like, this is serious collaging. This is like using razor blade,
Multimedia kind of thing.
and it's like meticulous, and literally like one piece would take like, forever,
Yeah.
like hours and hours and hours and hours and hours.
That's-
kind of
And I
how
take
art goes.
pictures of it
Yeah.
and blow them up and look at them and see what it is I'm missing. It's like, it just keeps going forever.
What's your last name?
Maddox, Maddux. But my Instagram is Her Soul is Fire.
Oh,
And there's actually 2 or 3 other, all these Divine Art Alchemies are on there, but there's 2 or 3 other. There's one from my childhood that's like a
cool.
childhood trauma one
Oh,
from a
yeah.
dream. And then my favorite one is called The Body is the Doorway. And actually, I just had that one scanned in by like a high resolution scanner thing. And I'm going to have it printed like on a big canvas.
Cool.
Anyway,
They
there
are
you go,
awesome.
guys.
I
Very,
love
very-
collage art because it really, like you just said, it doesn't have to ever be finished. It's like, I mean, you just stop whenever.
Well, and
Yeah.
I love that. I love to do the Divine Art Alchemy because I'm so meticulous and perfectionistic with my shit that it's nice to just like I feel like I'm throwing that together. Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't
too,
have to
little
fit.
Your one from October. I saw that literally earlier today and I was like, ooh.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
really
that's done
cool.
in like what I do is I love to, like, I'm just so picky about it, y'all.
It's beautiful. though.
But I'll sit and do it like when I watch something like,
Mhm.
and I've been watching Sex Life lately, which, I mean, it is Scorpio season, y'all. So if anyone's feeling racy, that thing is hot as shit. It really is. And she's like, do y'all know what this show I'm talking about?
Mm-mm.
She's like a mom with 2 little kids who just starts fantasizing about her ex and like this crazy life she used to live. But I mean, it's
Mm.
it's really interesting. And I
I
mean,
do know
it's,
what you're
it's,
talking about.
it's
I think I
cheesy
watched the
soap.
pilot.
It's soap opera-ish, but it's just a fun thing to watch. And whew, yeah.
All right.
Hmm.
Well, I think that we're at our end of our time here. Thanks for, we've gone obviously a little over, and since I was a few minutes late, I don't know what happened with the technology, but like I said, grateful to have it. So, if you are watching this on the recording, please leave us a message and share your thoughts. If you know a Scorpio, if you're watching in the on Facebook, and you would like a copy of the socks, let us know in the comments. We're happy to send those to you. They're really cool. We use them as a guide because, we keep talking about divine art alchemy, and that is part of our, the mystical moon circles inside the Luna's Vault Academy. And so what we do is we manifest with the moon, very much on the panel like this. And so every new moon we come together and we create our living vision in a book. So this is the outside of mine, of what Tracy's been talking about, and Joyce. And we would love to have you guys join us if this is something, if you want to have a tangible memento, something, because what I found is that life goes by so quickly, and it's so cool to have this, like what Tracy's saying, it's like, it's fun, and we put it together, but with our intention, so it's really neat. Our brain thinks in pictures. And so for me, like, to have it on my altar in my desk in my office, and I can look and I'm like, very quickly come back to what is my intention, instead of having to, have it written out on a piece of paper, which I do that too. But it's really cool to come back to that. So if it's something that you're interested in, feel free to join our circles and see what we're all about, because our conversations get pretty in-depth, right? This is just a little taste of it.
This is a little taste. Okay, before we actually sign off, or
What's behind your head, Kimberly? What is that that's behind your head? It's like an image or
it's
something.
it's our last month thing.
Okay.
Our last month picture. So you see like little pieces. I'm stuck on virtual. I can't get it off the computer. So I'm just gonna put our stuff on there. Yeah.
It's nice to see your face, though. Last time we couldn't get your face
Oh,
on.
I know. I still can't get this off. But okay, so I wanted to end before we blow good Scorpio wishes into the world. I want to get your take on the Scorpio mantra and see how it feels. I accept my inevitable special destiny, knowing that this is my highest good.
I like it. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some sass
Why
in
not?
there. All right. Okay. Well, happy birthday, all of you lovely Scorpios.
Yes. Happy birthday.
Best
All right.
wishes for you.
Until
All
next time.
right. See you next month for the Zodiac celebration, and I'll see you ladies in a couple of days.
Sounds great. Take care. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.